A recent article published on the Vatican News website refers to the coronation service of King Charles III as being profoundly Christian. Another recently published article from Catholic News Agency also speaks very positively of the coronation ceremony, and that despite the Protestant nature of the proceedings, Catholics should pray for the King and rejoice in the fact that the ceremony is so explicitly Christian. While every Catholic can enthusiastically agree that we should indeed pray for the new King, when it comes to the matter of actually rejoicing in the ceremony, well, this is very problematic. For the first time since the Reformation, a Catholic prelate, Cardinal Vincent Nichols, will actually participate in the Protestant coronation service by performing a solemn blessing on the King after he has been formally crowned by the Protestant Archbishop of Canterbury. We must acknowledge the frustration felt by so many Catholics and Christians regarding the absurdity of the scandalous division that has plagued Christianity in England for the past 500 years. The desire of church leaders to seize this opportunity presented by the coronation by taking a sizable step forward in ecumenical relations is more than reasonable and entirely legitimate. However, are these good intentions for Christian unity also in unity with God's will? What I am now going to discuss is going to cast some serious doubt. Let's begin with the issue of a Catholic cardinal formally participating in a Protestant Eucharistic celebration. Although this formal participation is confined only to bestowing a blessing on the newly crowned King, it is participation nonetheless, willingly and publicly, in a Eucharistic celebration that prides itself on rejecting the true nature of the sacrifice of the Mass as it has been divinely revealed by God. But what about the issue of Cardinal Nichols' blessing? Despite the Protestant service, isn't it nonetheless still good for a senior Catholic prelate to give a Catholic blessing to the newly crowned King? In the March 2021 responsum of the Congregation of Faith to a dubium regarding the blessing of unions of persons of the same sex, it was clarified by the congregation that blessings are indeed sacramentals, and when invoked on particular relationships, it is necessary that what is blessed be objectively and positively ordered to receive and express grace according to the designs of God and fully revealed by Christ the Lord. The question is then, is King Charles' coronation, which is essentially the blessing of his relationship between him and Parliament, objectively and positively ordered according to the designs of God as revealed by our Lord Jesus Christ? The answer to that question is quite simply no. And here's why. King Charles's coronation oath essentially consists of three promises: a promise to govern the people through Parliament, a promise to uphold the rule of law, and most importantly, a promise to never, ever be Catholic. Whereas it has been found by experience that it is inconsistent with the safety and welfare of this Protestant kingdom to be governed by a popish prince, every person and persons that is, are, or shall be reconciled to, or shall hold communion with, the See or Church of Rome, or shall profess the popish religion, shall be excluded, and be forever incapable to inherit, possess, or enjoy the crown and government of this realm. All and every person and persons that then were or afterwards should be reconciled to, or shall hold communion with, the See or Church of Rome, or should profess the popish religion, should be excluded, and are by that act made forever incapable to inherit, possess, or enjoy the crown and government of this realm. King Charles's coronation oath binds him to forever maintain the Protestant Reformed religion established by law. Just what do they mean by the Protestant Reformed religion established by law? Well, the pre-1910 accession oath provides a good summary. That in the sacrament of the Lord's Supper there is not any transubstantiation of the elements of bread and wine into the body and blood of Christ at or after the consecration thereof by any person whatsoever, and that the invocation or adoration of the Virgin Mary or any other saint and the sacrifice of the Mass, as they are now used in the Church of Rome, are superstitious and idolatrous. Now, to be fair, those words have since been removed from the current accession oath which King Charles will take upon his first opening of Parliament. However, they were not removed because the words were incorrect, but rather because Parliament determined that they were unnecessary. Parliament had agreed that the current oath would achieve the same purpose, that being to lessen the risk that a monarch might convert to Catholicism during their reign, without unnecessarily offending Catholic subjects. Protestantism, as English constitutional law understands it, has little to do with the gospel. Its main purpose is to maintain a papal disability by serving as a bulwark against interference by the Pope in the government of the British realm. It is merely a political tool. King Charles could later break his promise to govern or uphold the law by refusing to cooperate with Parliament, by getting too involved in political affairs, by attempting to do a whole host of things without the permission of Parliament. If this were to happen, it would likely cause a constitutional crisis. He would get rebuked publicly by Parliament, there would be a media storm, calls for his abdication, etc. Yet he would still remain king, albeit a controversial one. However, should he dare break his promise to preserve inviolably the settlement of the Protestant Church of England, he immediately ceases to be king. It's the equivalent, essentially, of an automatic excommunication. He commits an unforgivable transgression. Make no mistake, the relationship that Cardinal Nichols will bless is one that demands, under pain of automatic dethronement, perpetual rejection of divinely revealed truth. The Cardinal, in blessing King Charles, is effectively saying, I bless you because you have now sworn before God and the people of the entire world to never ever be Catholic, and to, for the remainder of your life, perpetually reject the authority of the true Church and her divinely revealed truth. As much as we would like to believe that it is, the coronation service is not merely a harmless, ecumenically friendly Protestant service celebrated with our beloved separated brethren. No, as Catholics, we cannot view the coronation ceremony of King Charles as anything other than what it truly is, a solemn and public rejection of divinely revealed truth. In other words, formal heresy. So there you have it. The coronation service of King Charles is, sadly, and despite everyone's good intentions, profoundly un-Catholic, amounts to formal heresy, and is therefore not in accordance with the will of God. Despite the procession being led by the holy relics of the true cross, which by the way was a very generous gift of extraordinary ecumenical goodwill by the Holy Father Pope Francis, despite the best wishes, platitudes and sincere ecumenical sentiments of Catholic prelates, despite the profoundly Christian symbolism and fundamentally Catholic roots of this ancient ceremony, yes, despite all this, the fact remains that the coronation ceremony of King Charles legitimizes heresy through the recitation of solemn oaths, denying and publicly rejecting the authority and doctrines of the one true Church founded by Jesus Christ. We cannot rejoice in this ceremony.